the essence and truth, it's like, the essence, I think, is something that they're looking for, but you can believe in lies. But essence is something that comes into your kernel. Essence is something that I even say that it's not truth. It's something that is beyond truth. It's essence is a sense of life. The truth can be different. We can think about the truth. This is not true, we can say, because it's not according to our understanding of life.
Perspective.
Yeah, but we cannot say this is not according to unwritten laws of nature. Unwritten laws. The unwritten laws, неписанные законы. And the written laws are human. Every law written by human can be rewritten, but nature laws cannot be rewritten by human being. That essence. It's like the wound. You have the wound, and it's painful, and then in 3 weeks, it might be not wound anymore. It's just a scar, and then 1 year from now, you don't even see the scar.
And you forget about the pain.
Yeah, you cannot change it.
So we keep relearning things. We forget and relearning.
Relearning, discovering, whatever. No.
Constantly.
When I start to think about it, not when I was young, I just start to think about it when I start to think about death. It's after 60, before you think about your career. Then you don't think about your career anymore. No, some people can be very unhappy that they couldn't deliver what they was able to deliver to human beings, and they was unable because they were imprisoned or unrespected or uncovered. And I know certain, like Machiavelli, for example. Machiavelli was extraordinary philosopher, but he finished his life playing chess in a little village with a policeman, not policeman, but questura in Italy. And his great book, how do you call it, The King, not the King, the Knyaz, his great philosopher book. I cannot translate it in English. He wrote for Medici. Medici even didn't want to read it. I'm not talking about Lorenz. He was reading for great nephew of Lorenz. What I'm saying, certain people get lucky, like Michelangelo. He was lucky because we still remember him, but certain people were equal genius, I think, but we don't know them because they weren't lucky. And history is not, in that sense, has a justice.
It's not. No, you're right, it's not.
Yeah, and we cannot fight it. It's just, it's like merry-go-round. It's like casino.
Okay, yeah.
Andrei, if you look back at your career, the moments where you were doing films with the studios and making action and later on getting more recognition with your personal works, are you at peace with where you are now?
Of course.
You look like...
I have no solution.
You look like...
First of all, no one has a solution. Either you have to fight or you have to peace. It's up to you. To have a peace doesn't mean that you don't want to have a peace, it doesn't mean that you don't want to go forward. Of course I'm in peace because I cannot change it. Second, my dear friend Bernardo Bertolucci, when we start to speak about film art a long time ago, it was a rare discussions usually because not many professionals speak about film art as a, like students, but we weren't students at that time. He said to me, the most important thing for the director is to create a false perspective and then break it and then go to false perspective. It's an absolute revelation, I think, that we live in false perspectives all the time. We think that we're going right directions, and then 10 years later we say, my goodness, what a stupid I was. This is the way. And then 10 years after we say, oh no, I'm so stupid. This is the way. And that's false perspective leads us to certain solutions that we think is right. So I was going to my false perspective this way and that way. Then, of course, it was 60s, 70s, and then I was thinking to go to Hollywood and be American director, known very well all over the world. And then I was upset in my press conference. It was only 1/3 of the audience instead of being full. And then I start to think, what a stupid thing. Why do you have to be, the audience should be full. It's better to have whatever you have. Even 3 people is more important than maybe 1,000, because when 3 people are really interested in you, and 1,000 just coming because you're very famous, it's a strange thing where people is very vain. Vanity is an important part of ambition. I'm happy that through my life I made certain films that put me in the way I'm here. I'm here because I can make films with certain finances that are given to me without expecting a profit.
No.
It's rare luck. Second thing, I can make films without any money now. Like White Nights. I made it with so much money. I can make a film with iPhone. And I think it can be very good. As a matter of fact, one film is made by Soderbergh on the iPhone. That means it's very important now, because you don't need much money to make a film now. Good film is not expensive film. Good film is something, when I say good, something that gives you opportunity to think about sense of life. It can be done with iPhone, or it can be done with big budget, like, for example, Michelangelo. But you need money to create a certain period, Renaissance or whatever. But today we can make films without any money. If we want to speak about language, if we don't want to make a success, as great director Robert Bresson said, he hopes that next generation will pay their own last penny to make a film. That's where the language is going to be developed, because today many films not develop any language, but movie is different from film. Movie is entertainment, and film is not entertainment, it's art. And it's a big difference. A great American film writer, David Mamet, wrote a wonderful book, I think, Bambi versus Godzilla. Wonderful book about art and entertainment. When he said, when he wrote, that entertainment is a good thing because people come to spend time. It's like going to a roller coaster. It's exciting. Then you get out, you look at your buttons and you say, okay, great, now let's go and have sushi. This is entertainment. The art is something else because when they go out, when you get out of the film or theater or concert hall, you don't speak. You have to think about it, or you're in silence. And the silence is very, very important.
True.
Because what is silence? Silence means that man is touched in his deep depth, in his lower depth. He wants to evaluate his feelings. It's like after hearing good music, or
good film.
Hearing good music means being in silence.
Okay.
It's not rap or
I know.
dancing. It's good music as well. It's different music. It's music for legs. It's also important for human being. But this silence is, for me, silence is more important thing. Excuse me. Hello? That's why I put in Dante's one only line, he said, listen. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
We're not listening because it's too many noise.
Mm-hmm. You said everybody can make art, of course, in these days, but how about distribution? Distribution, finding, as you said, also to be found, you have to be seen. So in these days, the distribution is like the online screenings and things. What do you think is the future of cinema? How would
I don't know.
I mean, your film can't make the same
I don't know.
impact on small screen.
I don't know. I don't see any future in that sense. It's a question of luck. It's a question of, I cannot say anything about distribution because
it's a small.
It's very complicated today. First of all, it's such a avalanche of information every day.
Yeah.
The human being is bombarded by diarrhea of images.
True. Yeah.
There is selfie curse. I'm writing an article about curse of selfie. Everyone wants to have selfie. I say, why do you want to make a photo with me? Just let's stay like this, and that's it. Why do I have a photo? So because you think that if you have a photo, here, image, you're going to have something, it's going to be deleted any moment, or you never return to it. Or in 20 years, I'm going to watch it? No. So, human being today is in there is a story about a frog. If you put a frog in the cold water and start to heat water, the frog is not going to feel heat and then die.
Right.
If you put a frog in the boiling water, it jumped out. So we are slowly in the heating water. Let's think about it whatever you want.
I remember we discussed years ago your project about Malraux, La Voie Royale. How are you with this project?
Oh, it's a fantastic script.
It was, yes, I read it. It was fantastic.
Have you read it?
Yeah, you sent it to me, and
yeah,
it was
very
beautiful.
Good script.
How come?
I couldn't find money for the film, and that's it. Somewhere lays. It hasn't released. It hasn't been realized.
Yeah, pity. But that also is a proof of how much you like working with authors, writers, and talent like Chekhov, or you worked a lot with these materials.
Any writer can inspire, and the bigger writer is, the more difficult it is to understand what does it mean. Everyone his own vision of, if you make War and Peace or Anna Karenina, how many Anna Kareninas has been made? 15, 20, and everyone thinks that's right. So in that sense, of course, writer gives you opportunity, but the film d'auteur, the creation of the film, is the base of it today. Should be a fiction story. I think future, if there will be a future, is a talent for a person to find proper images, to put it together, trying to find a sense of life. It can be documentary, it can be documentary that is fiction, it can be fiction that looks like documentary. It doesn't matter. Today we are so free with the means of fixing the image, moving image. I can make a film about anything, about our conversation, about you or you. Doesn't matter. There is no boring stories. There are only boring storytellers. and storytelling through images is a certain talent, because you have a million of images. Out of this million of images, 1,000 people can make 1,000 different stories, and 10 can be fantastic. It's a question of selection.
That's true.
So we have to wrap it up.
Conversation with a free man.
It's 4K. You can make a film out of it, yeah.